Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. And I'll just leave this alone. I'll just leave that alone. Anyway, so we're gonna be talking about the 2018 iPhone news. We're gonna be talking about everything we know so far because we're getting really close to the release date. We're just over a month away. We're just over a month away from the announcement, and yeah, so things are getting really good, and so far we have some really good news, and I'm going to tell you everything we know so far. So far, what the hell? No, I didn't mean to play that.
Big new features in Android P.
No.
Something called...
Okay, sorry about that. No. Anyway, so yeah, the three new iPhones are the 5.8-inch iPhone 10. I don't know what they're gonna call it. I mean, for some reason, some people are saying it's just to be the iPhone 10. That doesn't really catch up or whatever. And they're gonna be releasing a new, bigger model, the 6.5-inch OLED, and that's gonna be the iPhone 10 Plus most likely because it makes the most sense. And we have the 6.1-inch LCD TFT iPhone 9 model. I'm just gonna call it that because it's a possibility. And it could be either, and the pixel density for the iPhone 10, probably most likely the same. iPhone 10 Plus, it's most likely going to be either the same or more, because this is not confirmed. 480 to 500 pixels per inch is not confirmed. And the 6.1-inch could be better, is most likely going to be either 326 pixels per inch because it's LCD. Could be the same or better. So yeah, they might want to make it better because it's a edge-to-edge or edge-to-edge display, so it makes sense to make it better. Anyway, so yeah, those are the models and the prices for these models. So far, the 5.8-inch will be priced at $900, the iPhone 10, and the 10 Plus will be the $1,000, just like last year with the iPhone 10. And the 6.1-inch is most likely gonna be around $700, because that seems the most likely, and rumors have been proving it. And yeah, so that's the models and pricing and the specs. So it's most likely that all of these might have the A12 chip. It's not confirmed if the 6.1-inch might have it. It's possible that it could have the slightly older A11 chip. It would make sense because it is a lower end model. And yeah, the specs, the two of these are going to have the OLED, and this one, like I said before, is going to have the LCD, the 6.1-inch. And the 6.1-inch is most likely not going to have 3D touch. And that kind of makes sense because, like, it will make it more durable because, like, if you didn't know, 3D touch uses, like, a more, because 3D touch uses, like, a more brittle glass to, like, yeah. And it kind of makes sense not to have it because, to keep the price low and to make it, more durable. It kind of makes sense in a business perspective. Anyway, and yeah, the 5.8-inch and the 6.5-inch will have 3D touch most likely, and the RAM. Now, if you know that the iPhone 10 had 3 gigabytes of RAM last year, and clearly that's not enough. If you see in YouTube videos, the RAM management isn't really that great. But Apple's planning to fix that with this year with the iPhone 10 and 10 Plus. Apparently, they're gonna fix it with 4 gigabytes of RAM, and that might fix it. But I don't know about the Plus model. I think they should have gone with 6 gigabytes of RAM because if you want to match the Samsung phones, then you have to put 6 on the Plus model. But who knows? Maybe it might work out. I really hope so. And the 6.1-inch LCD one will have the same amount as the last year's iPhone 10, 3 gigabytes of RAM, and that could be a good decision. It could work out because it's LCD and it doesn't really, yeah. Anyway, and what else? Oh, and the 6.1-inch. Also, we have some interesting news on the 6.1-inch. Like recently in July, we found out that there's gonna be a lot of variety colors with the 6.1-inch, and that was rumored earlier this year, but then people started to not believing it. But the colors yeah, that was reported last month in July by Ming-Chi Kuo, and he is pretty good, and he's a pretty good Apple analysis. And he's been right about most of the things in the past. So yeah, he could. So it's most likely, obviously. And it's said that the 6.1 is gonna come in a lot of colors, like a lot of variety, like space gray, silver, gold, blue, orange, red. yeah, so it's gonna come in like so much variety. This is essentially gonna be like the second iPhone 5C, except done in a better way, since the 5C didn't really do that well in the sales because it was like overpriced. I mean, $550 for 8 GB model, where the 5S was only $100 more for 16. I mean, it kind of doesn't make any sense. They should have had lowered it like way more, like way less. Should have been, yeah. So yeah, so that's gonna be pretty interesting for the 6.1 inch. And my prediction is that the 6.1 inch is gonna sell way more than the 5.8 inch and the 6.5 inch, because it kind of makes sense because it's the lower end, cheaper model. I mean, why would someone? I mean, if I were me, why would I get the 5.8 inch for 900 where I can get a slightly bigger model for 700? And yeah, it kind of makes sense. So yeah. And there's also more rumors that Apple could be delaying the 6.1 inch because of production issues.
App actions.
What
Now,
the
this
heck?
is built into the OS.
The heck? Okay.
It's essentially going to predict the actions that you might want to take in certain apps.
No. Anyway, so I don't know why that keeps coming up. Anyway, so yeah, the 6.1 inch just might be delayed, but I think that's probably a good market strategy for Apple, because the 5.8 inch and the 6.5 inch aren't going to sell really good if the 6.1 inch is coming along the same time as the 5.8 inch and the 6.5 inch. So if they delay it to October or November, then it's most likely that the 5.8 inch and the 6.5 inch will sell well. Because this is a similar situation last year with the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus, because if the iPhone 10 released the same time as the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus last year, which is September, then the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus wouldn't sell that well. But it still didn't sell that well, even though it was still new. And because, you know, many people wanted the iPhone 10, they didn't really care about the 8 and 8 Plus because it looked mainly the same. And yeah, this is sort of like a similar situation last year. Anyway, so yeah, this is pretty much most of the things we know right now, and also the cameras. Now, the cameras on the iPhone 10 Plus, some people are saying that it's rumored to get a triple lens, but that's most likely next year in 2019. And the 6.1 inch is gonna have a single lens with the flash being below it, and the single lens looks actually kind of weird, because like the lens is bigger than the iPhone 8, and that's kind of weird actually. It's kind of weird. And the 5.8 inch iPhone 10 will just have the same camera as last year. Anyway, so yeah, so this is pretty much most of the things we know right now, and also 2018 iPhones, there's a possibility that it could be slower than Android, because Qualcomm is reporting that the iPhones this year might not do well, because they're testing it, and it says the slower speeds for this year's iPhones, and it says according to tests. So yeah, it's possible. And I already talked about this. The LCD iPhone might not come until September. And it's pretty obvious. That all the iPhones are going to be announced this year, because, I mean, they've been doing this ever since 2012. Actually 2011, but that was in October, so yeah. Anyway, so honestly, this is pretty much mostly things we know. And also, last thing I wanted to say is that they leaked that we gotten like models, like dummies, like model dummies of the iPhone 6.1 inch and the 5.8 inch and the 6.5 inch. We've got dummy models of them, and yeah. And it's in, and yeah, we've gotten like models of the 6.1 inch, and we've gotten